Competency 2 on the Unit 1 corrective one. This is operations with real numbers. So when we're adding and subtracting negative numbers, it's a good idea to think of them as being on teams. So the positives are on the same side and negatives are the opposing team. And when we're just adding, we can add in any order. So I want to add 11 and 7 first. And then I'll have them fight. So 18, 18 and a negative 4 are opposing teams, so they're fighting each other. And so 18 is going to win because it's got more people, so our answer is going to be positive. And 18 minus 4 is 14. You can add these in inner order, so if you feel more comfortable adding the 7 and the 4 first, that would make sense to add the 7 and the 4 and the negative 4 first. 7 and the negative 4 would be 3. Sorry, this is taking forever. So 7 and a negative 4 would be 3, and then I can add the 11, and I still get 14. So it's really about what's easiest for you. Which ones is it easier for you to add and subtract? 11 and negative 4, most people have trouble remembering that that's 7, because something about the 11 that's an issue. But if that works for you, you can add those first. Does not matter. You'll still get the same answer. All right, so if I follow my strategy of liking to add the negatives together first, or the ones that have the same sign first, I'm going to get a negative 12. Now they're going to fight. The negative is bigger, so my answer is going to be negative. And 12 minus 6 is 6. Subtracting a negative is when things get weird. So you only change the signs when you're subtracting, when you're subtracting, really. So, but it's the reason we do it is because subtracting a negative is weird. So we're going to keep, change, keep the negative 4, change. So we only do that when we're subtracting. So we now have 14 plus a negative 4 plus 8. That should be an 8. So I kind of want to add these two together first because 14 minus 4 is easy. That's 10. And then I can add the 8 and get 18. Okay, again, keep, change, keep, change, and then rewrite it because that's all weird. Negative 8 plus 10 plus 2. And I'm thinking I'd rather add 10 and a negative 8 than 12 and a negative 8. So I'm going to add those two together first. Our answer is going to be positive because 10 is bigger. 10 minus 8 is 2. Bring down the other 2, and we have 4. Now we're multiplying. Let's just look at the signs. When we multiply those two, our answer is going to be negative. When we multiply those two, our answer is still negative. Different signs means the answer is negative. So 2 times 5, now I'm going to put in the numbers. 2 times 5 is 10. Bring down my 4. 10 times 4 is 40. And that should be a 40, not a whatever that is. There we go. All right. This one is a trick because of that. Anytime we're multiplying by 0, and this is all multiplication in between here, the answer is going to be 0. All right, let's see here. There's a lot of numbers here. So let's just look at the negatives. A negative times a negative means it's positive. But then a positive times this negative means our answer is going to be negative. And everything else is positive, so a negative times a positive is still negative. So our answer will be negative. The ones, anything times 1 is just itself, so we don't even have to think about the ones. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Okay, this one, we have two negatives. Negative times a negative is going to be, or divided by a negative is going to be positive. Again, the same sign is positive. 63 divided by 7 is 9. Positive divided by a negative means our answer will be negative. And I wonder how many of you know this one. So let's do it this way. I'm going to write it as a fraction. This goes on the bottom. 25 is 5 times 5. So in order for this to reduce, 125 needs to be divisible by 5. So let's see if it is. 5 goes into 12 twice. With 2 left over, bring down the 5. 5 goes into 25 5 times. And then 25 is 5 times 5. So the top is 5 times 5 times 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Let me erase all of that. And we still have a negative, so our answer is a negative 5. Really, it's just 56 divided by 7? Oops. 56 divided by 7 is 8. 8 times 7 is 56. And again, if you don't know that, you can, if that's one of the multiplication facts that you don't have memorized, I'll pretty much just have to memorize that one, huh? Because if 7 doesn't go into 5. We can think about it in a different way, though. If you remember that 7 times 7 is 49, then 7 times 8 is going to be 8, or 7 more than that. So add 7 to 49 and we get 56. And we are done.